The Vanderbilt Dynasty, once titans of American wealth and influence, have left an unforgettable impact that transcends their financial ventures in shipping and railways. Indeed, a cornerstone of this legacy resides in the stunning mansions they erected across the United States, emblematic of architectural magnificence and historic timelessness. Dotting locales from North Carolina to New York, these palatial homes doubled as both the cultural and social epicenters of their era. Even better, today, an astounding number of these splendid estates can be visited by you directly, offering a riveting window into a past era marked by sumptuousness. In today's episode of Old Money Mansions, we'll take you on a grand tour of the Vanderbilt mansions that you can visit right now, where you'll encounter a pantheon of architectural styles, from Beaux-Arts to Italian Renaissance. Furthermore, as we'll show you, each estate delivers its own unique bouquet of experiences, whether it be curated wine tours or curated art exhibitions. Thus, without further ado, join us as we take you through the top 7 Vanderbilt mansions you can visit today. Number 7, Florham, Madison, New Jersey. Let us first turn our gaze toward the splendid Florham in Madison, New Jersey. Once the domain of Hamilton McCown Twombly and his wife, Florence Adele Vanderbilt, this remarkable estate is steeped in the English Baroque Revival style. The vision was brought to life by the acclaimed architects McKim, Mead and White between 1893 and 1899, with the mansion itself completed in 1897. A Georgian Revival masterpiece, it takes its cues from Christopher Wren's wing in Hampton Court Palace, the illustrious residence of Henry VIII. Within its walls, Florham houses 110 rooms, 23 bathrooms, and an array of fireplaces. In fact, Italian artisans were employed to craft the marble staircases, columns, floors, and fireplaces, imbuing the mansion with an air of unparalleled elegance. Beyond the mansion, the 1,200-acre grounds were designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, the mind behind New York City's Central Park. A sanctuary of centenarian trees and Italianate gardens, the landscape is a preserved monument to a past time of eye-watering extravagance. Additionally, the Vanderbilt Twombly family's artwork, replicas of the lavish originals, adorns the walls. These pieces offer visitors a view into the ostentatious lifestyle of the Vanderbilts during the Gilded Age. Today, Florham is part of Fairleigh Dickinson University's Florham campus, focusing on a well-balanced academic experience and vibrant student life. The campus invites visitors to explore both its educational programs and the historic estate through student-led tours and information sessions that illuminate the university's offerings as well as Florham's own storied history. Number 6, Eagle's Nest, Centerport, New York. Now let us wander through the corridors of Eagle's Nest, gracing the shoreline of Centerport, New York. This summer sanctuary once belonged to William K. Vanderbilt II, another luminary of the Vanderbilt dynasty. Initially envisioned as a quaint cottage in 1910, the estate blossomed into a 24-room Spanish Revival mansion, thanks to the architectural prowess of Warren and Wetmore, a firm that included Whitney Warren, Vanderbilt's own cousin. Spanish and Northern African architecture influenced the design, which emerged in phases from 1910 to 1936 on a 43-acre stretch overlooking Northport Bay. Characterized by a classic pan-tile roof, stucco facades, and a central courtyard, the mansion makes no attempt to conceal its grandeur. Vanderbilt's zeal for sailing also found expression in an accommodating boathouse and wharf. The grand entrance boasts 2 imposing iron gates from his father's Idle Hour estate, along with iron eagle statues that once adorned the original Grand Central Station, constructed for his great-grandfather, Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt. Master craftsman Samuel Yellin handled the intricate ironwork, making each piece a work of art. Therefore, the estate did more than merely house Vanderbilt and his kin. It served as a gallery for his vast collection of natural history and cultural artifacts. The Memorial Wing, added in 1936, constitutes Vanderbilt's latest museum expansion, featuring 3 floors of exhibits. Today, visitors to this lavish domain can explore not just the mansion, but also a private museum, golf course, boathouse, and seaplane hangar. Maritime exhibits, educational workshops, and even a planetarium enrich the visitor's experience, making Eagle's Nest far more than a house. It's a stone and steel relic of Vanderbilt opulence and curiosity. Number 5, Hyde Park, New York. Next on our list, we're going to set our sights on Hyde Park, the gem of Hyde Park, New York. Once the illustrious dwelling of Frederick Vanderbilt, a philanthropist and railway magnate, The estate is a spectacle of Beaux-Arts architecture perched on the edge of the Hudson River. Conjured by the esteemed firm McKim, Mead and White between 1896 and 1899, the 54-room mansion is the epitome of Gilded Age splendor. Now, this Vanderbilt mansion follows a classic Beaux-Arts blueprint, featuring a ground floor adorned with grand public spaces, notably the elliptical hall, dining room and living room. Here, you can expect opulence in the form of a symmetrical facade, exterior columns and embellished wall surfaces, all under the shelter of a flat, low-pitched roof. Constructed on the footprint of a previous home, the mansion rose to life over the span of 3 years. Beyond the mansion, the estate encompasses perimeter walls, gatehouses, a coach house, and lush tree plantations, along with additional dwellings. This stunning landscape unfolds in a palette of curvilinear drives and pathways, offering views of manicured woodlands and lawns, juxtaposed with patches of untamed native flora. More specifically, the Italianate gardens are the handiwork of James Greenleaf, later revisited by Robert Cridland, who lined a pathway with cherry trees and introduced a new rose garden in collaboration with Thomas Meehan and Sons. In their private times, Frederick and Louise Vanderbilt found their sanctuary at Hyde Park, primarily during the spring and fall seasons. Thus, a life lived here was deeply immersed in outdoor revelry and cultivated rural endeavors. Following Frederick Vanderbilt's passing in 1938, the mansion and its 200-acre grounds were bequeathed to the National Park Service. Now, the estate stands as the Vanderbilt Mansion National Historic Site, welcoming the public to roam its expansive 600 acres, taking in the mansion, auxiliary buildings, and captivating landscapes. Number 4, Rough Point, Newport, Rhode Island. Number 4 on our list of Vanderbilt mansions you can visit today. We arrive on the rugged shores of Newport, Rhode Island. Here we find Rough Point, a mansion that truly embodies the spirit of the Gilded Age. Initially commissioned by Frederick William Vanderbilt, the mansion later became the dwelling of Doris Duke, the heiress and philanthropist. Crafted by the architectural minds at Peabody and Stearns, the mansion's design unites the distinct aesthetics of English manor houses with the regality of American mansions. Its red sandstone and granite walls rose to completion between 1887 and 1892. Commanding a view of the Atlantic Ocean and adjoining the scenic Cliff Walk, the estate was originally landscaped by Frederick Law Olmsted's firm. Olmsted's designs incorporated strategically placed specimen trees and sweeping expanses of lawn between the mansion and the cliffs, punctuated by an arched stone bridge. In 1906, Rough Point changed hands to William Bateman Leeds Sr., the Tin Plate King, who upon his demise left the property to his wife, Nancy Leeds. Under the guidance of architect John Russell Pope, Nancy Leeds initiated several exterior alterations. The mansion once again changed ownership in 1922, this time falling into the lap of James B. Duke, founder of the American Tobacco Company and Duke Energy. When James passed away, his daughter Doris Duke, an avid traveler and collector, inherited the mansion in 1925. Per Doris Duke's will, after her passing in 1993, Rough Point was bequeathed to the public as a museum, now operated by the Newport Restoration Foundation. Stretching over 39,000 square feet, the mansion includes a solarium designed by Horace Trumbauer, offering magnificent ocean views. Among its treasures are artworks by luminaries like Van Dyck, Gainsborough, Reynolds and Renoir, as well as an array of Baroque and Rococo sculptures. Today, through guided and self-guided tours, visitors can immerse themselves in the lavish worlds of the Vanderbilts and Doris Duke, while reveling in the mansion's artistic wealth and sweeping oceanic vistas. Number 3, Marble House, Newport, Rhode Island. Of course, no list of Vanderbilt mansions would be completed without our next home. Nestled in the iconic Newport, Rhode Island, Marble House stands as an enduring symbol of Gilded Age extravagance. Commissioned by William Kissam Vanderbilt for his wife, Alva, this palatial residence was designed by renowned architect Richard Morris Hunt between 1888 and 1892. Modelled after the Petit Trianon at Versailles, the mansion became an early representation of Beaux-Arts residential architecture in the United States. The park-like estate, curated by Ernest W. Bowditch, extends from the illustrious Bellevue Avenue to cliff edges overlooking the Atlantic, dotted with majestic specimen beech trees. Serving as a 39th birthday gift from William to Alva Vanderbilt, Marble House emerged as both a social and architectural benchmark. Indeed, it catalyzed Newport's metamorphosis from a serene summer enclave of wooden cottages to a fabled haven of resplendent mansions. The construction spanned 4 years and consumed an extravagant budget exceeding $11 million, or around $333 million today, with $7 million, or an astounding $235 million in 2023 dollars, allocated just for the marble. Flaunting a Beaux-Arts design, the mansion boasts grandiosity through a symmetrical facade, exterior columns and lavish ornamentation. The interiors house a sequence of luxurious rooms, each eclipsing the other in thematic richness and the diversity of colored stonework. Alva retained the property after her 1895 divorce from William and leveraged it as a platform for her women's suffrage initiatives. Following Alva's passing in 1933, the mansion transitioned ownership to Frederick H. Prince of Boston. Currently, the Preservation Society of Newport County maintains Marble House as a National Historic Landmark and public museum. Visitors can saunter through the mansion via guided or self-led tours, exploring the sumptuous gilded ballroom and the Gothic room, which houses Alva's collection of medieval artifacts. Besides regular tours, the estate offers a backdrop for special events, weddings, and parties. Additionally, in the summer months, guests can relish the meticulously designed landscapes and the unique Chinese tea house. This area, offering sweeping ocean vistas, has historically been the setting for numerous fundraisers and rallies dedicated to the women's suffrage movement in the early 20th century. Number 2, The Breakers, Newport, Rhode Island. As we climb higher up our list, we're really getting into the household names now. The Breakers, a majestic Gilded Age mansion in Newport, Rhode Island, was the summer sanctuary for Cornelius Vanderbilt II. Designed by the eminent architect Richard Morris Hunt, the mansion is a masterpiece of Italian Renaissance-style architecture, composed of a staggering 70 rooms. Positioned on 13 acres of picturesque land that overlooks the Atlantic Ocean, the property offers arresting ocean vistas. Constructed from 1893 to 1895, the Breakers draws its architectural inspiration from 16th century Genoese palaces and the Italian Renaissance. Furthermore, the building's facade features limestone, while its interiors are a sumptuous medley of marble, alabaster, and gilded wood. Noteworthy architectural elements include a grand porte-cochere at the entrance, a massive central hall crowned with a 50-foot-high ceiling, and an opulent great hall, embellished with intricate carvings and a large fireplace. Equipped with the cutting-edge technology of its era, the mansion was designed to offer all the conveniences of modern living, such as central heating, electric lighting, and even an elevator. Complementing the main building were a carriage house, stables, and expansive gardens. Ernest W. Bowditch, the landscape architect, created the sprawling park-like grounds, which extend from Bellevue Avenue to cliff edges facing the Atlantic, and are dotted with notable specimen beech trees. Cornelius Vanderbilt and his family relished summers at the Breakers, hosting extravagant soirees and welcoming guests from the upper echelons of society. Upon Cornelius's demise in 1899, his wife, Alice Claypool Gwynn Vanderbilt, inherited the mansion, which has since remained in the Vanderbilt lineage. Open to the public daily, the Breakers offers tours that commence at 9 in the morning and conclude between 3 and 6 p.m., varying with the season. Beyond standard tours, the mansion also celebrates annual holiday events, creating a multi-dimensional visitor experience that illuminates the lavish lifestyle of its original inhabitants. Number 1, the Biltmore Estate, Asheville, North Carolina. Number 1 on our list should naturally come as no surprise. The colossal Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, stands as a monumental historic house museum and tourist magnet, originally commissioned by George Washington Vanderbilt II in the late 19th century. The largest privately owned residence in the United States, this French Renaissance chateau boasts an awe-inspiring 250 rooms, covering a vast 175,000 square feet. The estate features 35 bedrooms, 43 bathrooms, and 65 fireplaces, offering an unparalleled glimpse into opulent living. Its 75 acres of meticulously designed formal and informal gardens, also crafted by the legendary American landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted of Central Park fame, present an array of picture-perfect settings, all framed by the backdrop of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Construction spanned from 1889 to 1895 and imbued the mansion with a distinct French medieval and Renaissance influence. Esteemed architect Richard Morris Hunt conceptualized the estate, which flaunts a steeply pitched slate roof atop a limestone edifice. The facade is resplendent with intricate tracery, crockets, pointed arches, gargoyles, and grotesques. Further embellishments include grand statues of Joan of Arc and St. George. Inside the mansion, you'll find a procession of luxurious rooms, each surpassing the other in thematic richness and vibrant stonework. Visitors to the Biltmore estate can partake in a multitude of experiences, from wine tours and Christmas festivities to explorations of the Vanderbilt lifestyle. Self-guided tours of the mansion, gardens, and surrounding grounds are available. Additionally, the estate's sprawling 8,000 acres offer miles of trails for walking, hiking, and biking. Special events and seasonal activities further enrich the visitor experience, making the Biltmore a destination that captivates throughout the year. And now we'd like to see you in the comments. Have you visited any, or dare I ask, all, of these legendary Vanderbilt structures? We can't wait to hear from you. And if you have an itch to learn a little bit more about Vanderbilt Mansion history, why not click one of the videos on screen to learn about the iconic New York City structures of this legendary family? We'll see you over there, and thanks again for joining us for another episode of Old Money Mansions.